Okay, here's a video for you on simplifying fractions. Any fraction, like any number, you can write in a lot of different ways, infinite number of ways. There are so many ways that I can give you half of something. So first of all, I can cut it into 2 pieces and I can give you one of them. Or I can cut the same thing into 4 pieces and I can give you 2 of them. I could cut it into 8 pieces and give you 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I could cut it into 200 pieces and then you would get 100 pieces. But when you simplify fractions, you need to go back and find the simplest form. So to find a fraction that's equivalent, if you have more pieces, so I have twice as many pieces, then the amount of pieces that are shaded, the amount of pieces that I'm giving you or that we're talking about in our question also doubles. That says times 2, by the way, that's not a plus. So if I multiply this number by something, in this case I've multiplied 2 by 100 to get 200, then I multiply this number by the same amount, then I've got a fraction that's equivalent. Okay, I've got 100 times as many pieces, so I'm shading in 100 times as many pieces. And it works the same way going backwards. If I divide 100 by 50, I get to this fraction. 100 divided by 50 is 2. 200 divided by 50 is 4. So you can go backwards and forwards as long as you're multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same amount, you've got a fraction that's equivalent. But what we want to look at now is getting back to the simplest form of the fraction, the one with the smallest number of pieces, the least number of pieces. So I'm going to clear all of that and show you, I'm going to clear that as well, and show you how you can do that. All right, here's an example for you. You want to simplify this fraction, you need to find something that you can divide the 3 by that you can also divide the 9 by. Now, if you know your times tables, you'll know that 3 goes into both of those, so I'm going to divide them by 3. If you don't know your times tables, it is okay for you to have a times table chart in front of you while you're doing your fractions. So divide them both by 3, and you will end up with 3 divided by 3 is 1, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and that's the simplest form of that fraction. Now I know it's the simplest form because I've got prime numbers here. There's no factors that go into those that are going to go into any other number. Here's one for you. 10 out of 25, and I need to find a number that goes into both 10 and 25. And if you've got your times table chart in front of you, you'll be able to see that they are both in your 5 times table. So we're going to divide them both by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now, if you've got a bigger number and you don't know your times tables for something quite so big, that's quite all right, because you can look at these numbers and you know because they're even that 2 goes into both of them. So you can just start by dividing by something. We're going to divide by 2 and see where we end up. 22 divided by 2 is 11. 88 divided by 2 is 44. And then you can look at both of those numbers in your times table chart and you can see that they are both in your 11 times table. So you can divide them both by 11. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 44 divided by 11 is 4. So 1/4, 1/4, if you want to say it like that, is the simplest form of this fraction. So simplifying fractions, you just need to find something that goes into the numerator and into the denominator, divide by that thing and find the simplest form of the fraction. All right, you should be right with those, and I will come back with more excitement on adding and subtracting